What is going on, guys? Welcome to J-Pal Music. I am your host, Jarrell. Of course, we got a new guitar in stock here. This is one of those guitars that is a part of a starter kit, if you will. So it has like a mini amp, strings, guitar strap. This is a AOSDK. I have no idea what that means. I'd have to look it up. But there's a couple of things interesting about this guitar that it made me choose this one over another one to do. And I'll show you guys. I mean, there's only so much I can show regarding to it, but there is an interesting difference on this particular guitar. It might be actually worth the money, and especially for those who are modders out there, might be a good one to check out and, put some different pickups and all that stuff. So let's open this. This is the first time I've seen this. I did cut the tape just so you guys don't have to hear that or wait for that. Hopefully my camera won't get in the way. Okay, so as far as for the bag, the box definitely packed. So you first get the amp here. I'll probably give this to my nephew. It is a rechargeable USB amp. You can also use as a speaker as well. Kind of cool. And we got the case here, which seems relatively decent. It's kind of angled in a way, so I hope the guitar is okay. Got a bag, the bag of goodies, if you will. I like how this is organized. I feel like for the gear and stuff, they throw everything in there. We got some guitar picks, and it's put in a actual plastic little thing here. It's kind of cool. These are .06s, so definitely, obviously, starter kit. You don't want to start with thick picks to start, at least. Got some strings here. I believe these are 9 gauges. Cheap Chinese tuner here. Probably very similar, if not identical, to the Gearette. We got a polishing cloth. Okay. Whammy bar. Got a cable here. Looks like it's a very cheap cable. If you guys can see, the actual 1/4 inch is actually kind of it's kind of slanted. So I probably would buy a better cable to plug into this, because the cable already, it looks like it's not up to par. Truss rod, and also the rod to adjust the saddles. So we have that. There is a guitar strap, and it's actually in a formal box, which is kind of cool. Oh, and it is the checkerboard strap. I don't know if they were gonna actually give me that. Actually, looks like a decent strap. It's not just like your cheap, really thin strap. So that's kind of cool. And then you get a capo. Very interesting. For an electric guitar, you get a capo. Very interesting. All right. Put this back here really quick. All right. And obviously, let's see how the guitar looks. It is packaged pretty well. I have to give them that. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is a fairly decent bag. Sorry about the bump. Nothing in the pocket here in the front. Okay, so this is the difference for this guitar out of the others. They say this is actually, the body of this is actually African mahogany. I have never seen another starter guitar that actually has African mahogany for the body. If you're familiar with mahogany, it is a warmer sound. Usually mahogany is kind of heavy. It's not alder heavy, but it's not, it's not very thick. But that African mahogany I found very interesting. It says it has a synthetic bone nut. To me, that just means like a nice plastic. But we'll see. Let's see here. I got the traditional white. I don't have a white guitar yet. So I figured, why not start with this one? Okay. And they did package this pretty well. So now I got to open this guy up. I'm just going to rip it open here. Says it's the Classic Series, AOSDK Classic Series. It is 10 millimeter for the tuners. So if you're planning on changing them out, most of the tuners that you buy, you'll be able to switch them out. They're not like the vintage 9 millimeter. Has a guarantee card, whatever that means. All right, I'm going to look at this before I show y'all. This guy off. Take out this plastic that's covering the strings. These might be decent pickups. I'm still going to swap them out. But they don't have like the circular things on the poles. Like the Squire, for instance, they have that. It's almost an indication of cheap ceramic pickups. All right. Of course, you don't want to eat that. And let me show you guys what I got. That, huh? Not bad. I don't mind the neck. It's not too crazy. I know the model price ones, like the California series, has a really weird neck. Or a headstock, I should say. So, let's take a look at the nut, see if it's actually full synthetic bone. It appears to be cut pretty well. It actually feels pretty good. Okay, the strings do align with the pull pieces of the pickups. Let's see how this switch is, even though we're going to switch it out. Very clicky. Let's see if it's straight. Yeah, and again, African mahogany. It's very interesting. Curious to see. I feel like the body of this is slightly skinnier than your average Strat. It could be crazy. Let's see. Let's see here. I think it's slightly bowed. Yeah, it seems slightly bowed. But it's just a truss rod relief. I think should do the job. Let's check out the frets. Not terrible. It is a little slightly sharp. More so on the top than on the bottom. And there's a gap here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there is a gap. It shouldn't matter with playability. It seems to be tight in there. And then this is the back, if anybody cares about the back. So, interesting. I would still play this. It still looks playable. All right. Interesting. So I wanted to show you guys. This is going to be a two-part video, by the way. The first part, I'm going to be switching out some stuff. So first and foremost, I'm going to be kind of cleaning up this fretboard. So polishing up the frets, crowning them on the sides just so it's not sharp. Cleaning the fretboard because it does look pretty dirty. Polishing the frets, as I think I said already. And then using some wood oil on the fretboard itself. So just really cleaning up the neck of the guitar where it can really be playable, and then do a little truss rod adjustment. I'm going to show you a couple things I bought that came in. I'm still waiting on the electronics, which we'll talk about here in a second. These are just some regular old string trees, some new ones, and they're ones that they're just like the pole pieces stick out. So you would see these in like an American Strat, for instance. So it's not like the arches like this one. So just better tunability and less room for weird frequencies to vibrate off of those cheap ones. And guys, Geiger, I'm becoming a fan of Geiger. I had one bad experience with some tuners. Half of it was probably just my ignorance, but it was a bad experience. But they've really have stepped it up. So they have this tremolo system, Geiger. This is not a vintage version, but it comes with a zinc block, a thick zinc block, and then the tuning trees are already adjusted for good intonation. And this is like $17. So an amazing upgrade for a modder. So I highly recommend that. So that's going to go in here. And then last but not least, as far as for the electronics, well, the tuners, I have Grover tuners I'm going to swap out here on this. Obviously, tuners have to go if you're buying a guitar like this. But the electronics, I actually got some electronics from reverb.com. It is the ERT VS60. So the pickups and the pots, full-size pots, by the way, all together in one thing for like $60. So I got a full set of ERT VS60 pickups with the pots included for like $60. So actually, I'm really happy about that, excited about it. It's going to come in tomorrow, so that's why this has to be a 2-part video. But yeah, and I guess the guy he had a whole pickguard set already, so that's why he just took everything out. So that should be coming in tomorrow. Yeah, very interesting. So we'll shoot back here in a bit as far as for me looking over everything and swapping the stuff out. The next test actually should be me playing this to see how it sounds. So let's switch to that, because I usually don't do that on the channel. So I'll tune this up. I'll see how bad the truss rod, if it needs to be adjusted now or later, and then I will play it and see how it sounds. All right, guys. So I have the guitar. It is tuned up. Guitar is tuned up here. A couple of notes. So in my experience, mahogany has been heavy. This is very light. So they're calling this African mahogany. It's very light. I'm sure it has a thin thin tremolo bridge on the back. Obviously, it will contribute to its lightness, how light the guitar is. But I have this tuned up. I think there's going to be some as far as some buzzing at the end when I was tuning it. But we'll check it out right now. I have it into my pedal board here. Let's see how the noise is. Let's see. Good old traditional 60 cycle hum. Let's see if I put my hand on the strings, if it covers it a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. So that means that the shielding that they did in the guitar was decent enough to where if my hands are over it, it covers 90% of the So I'm going to play a little bit of it clean. Well, clean, quote unquote. I do have a Joyo Vintage Overdrive just for clarity here over it. Let's just play some stuff. Just doing the chromatic builds because I thought they were buzzing when I was tuning it. Something's out of phase. There's no phaser on. This is the neck pickup, by the way. I don't have any effects on either besides the reverb. I have a Joy AC tune on here, vintage overdrive, and my Behringer. And the Behringer is a vibrato, but it's not on. So there's definitely some type of an intonality issue because I feel something seems out of phase. This is the second position. Or the fourth position. I think it's the second because the fifth is the British pickup, right? Pickups still sound too bad, to be honest. Middle pickup. The strings they're not good. Fourth position. So two and four position are noiseless when you cover the strings. So that's still the same. Let me go back to the fourth position. Lead pickup. Yeah, there's something out of phase with the first two. Yeah, something's off. And I'm out of tune. That doesn't help either. Let me reach here really quick. Interesting guitar though. It's not bad. Much lighter. It might be slightly out of phase because it's out of tune. So these tuners are not good. So just as a reminder for whoever's buying this, tuners are trash on this. There we go. Okay. Still sounds out of phase to me. Yeah. Still a little distortion. I don't want to do that on an out of phase guitar as far as the wiring goes. But I have the obsessive overdrive is supposed to be the OCD clone. So let's hit that for a bit. Neck pickup. I will say, the pickups don't sound too bad. The tone is there, but there is a weird out of phase with the wiring. I don't know if it's maybe one of the frets are too big, or if the tonality is off. Something's off tonally, definitely on the first two strings. So this is all stock. All pickups, all stock that I just did. And I'm going to be switching it out with the VS60 pickups. New trim, so new tonality there, right? The Geiger that I just showed. Tuning trees, the Grover tuners, And obviously I have to do this on a different day, so I will have a different shirt because it will be a different day because the pickup show up tomorrow. And yeah, I will be back in the room playing how it sounds from there. All right, before I go to bed here, just wanted to show what I did to upgrade. This is the Geiger bridge that I swapped out as uh, the zinc trim bar, or not trim bar, trim block. So, see, it's that thick trim block there. As you can see, obviously, I put copper tape on the cavity to help with, less weird frequencies and hopefully kind of reducing that hum for the 60 cycle hum. I did the polishing the frets and oiling the fretboard. There's only two frets that were rocky, but the rest of them were good. And then of course the tuners. Tuners I replaced with Grovers, and then a bit of string trees on there. So this should be a pretty sweet guitar. Just waiting on the electronics tomorrow, so I can swap those out. Which are a Linko 5. They're from an VS60, as mentioned. Plug this guy up, solder back in, and do the last test. Alright, y'all, so I got some options here. So because I was impatient, I was like, well, what other pickups could I use to swap out with the AOSDK? So I ordered this guy. This is the Fleor Alenco 5 wired pickguard, as you can see. Interesting stuff. I was looking online, and I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people say that it's good. I've heard other people say that the sound is very biting, and all of the reviews or the videos don't help that I've seen. It all sounds like it's biting. So I did, however, receive the VS60 pickups, like I was telling you guys about. Got the pots too. Looks like it's almost the same cutout as far as the pole magnets. I think I'm just gonna roll with the for now, because that's what the video began with. But I think I will do this instead of having that white pickguard. I think I actually might swap it out with this guy, and then just take all the electronics out and all that stuff on here. So it'd be a white guitar with a turquoise pickguard. I think that might be kind of cool. Haven't seen a lot of guitars like that too, ever since like the Mexican Strats back in the day, in like the mid 90s. So that's where I'm at. And after this, should be checking it out and doing a play test. All right, end of the line here, folks. So let me show you the guitar. I think it came out really nice. Really nice. Obviously, all this is the same except for the tuners and the string tree. Right? Or string trees, I should say. But yeah, swapped out. So these are the pickups here. And then the white knobs are from the other pickguard. And the switch tip as well. Slight difference, but not too much. I really like the tortoise pickguard reflecting. And then the zinc block for the Geiger bridge. So, yeah. So I'm just going to play a little bit. Not too much charge, like all 5 tones, but we'll get a sense. Well, I will do that because you guys have been waiting this long. All right. This should be in tune now. All right. This is the neck pickup. So realize that position 4, it really is noiseless. For the old pickups, the original pickups, it would kind of be like noiseless, but this is like actually noiseless. Middle pickup. Position 2. So not bad. Not bad. I got to drive up slightly, but as you can tell, if you can hear through the, sort of based on my ears anyway, the lot more smoother of a sound than the stock. A little more focused. I'll do some motor drive for position 5 and we'll get out of here. Sorry if I'm slightly out of tune here, but don't feel like retuning or not. I shouldn't sound too bad. It's tune enough. All right, distortion position 5. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Leave some comments if you want as far as for any questions around this. Again, this is the AOSDK. And then last but not least, I forgot to mention the neck. The back of the neck is birch. BIRCH. So very interesting. It's actually a really nice, comfortable neck. I think it works well with the pickups. African mahogany, supposedly. Very light. Yeah. Pretty fire. So I'll probably use this for a gig, I think, pretty soon. I actually like the sound of it. Again, J-Pop Music. Catch you guys next time. Thanks.